Hi,
Hi,
Sarah.
Courtney. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Good. So today we're going to be talking about monkeying around, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We actually had started, and if anybody who's in our private group, our private community, we had discussed doing missing people and then also missing pets. But it turned out we had a lot of stuff for pets, and we've done some missing people stuff before, so we really went. Or Sarah went hog wild with the pets. No, just kidding. But exactly, we got a lot of tabs for the pets. Lots of resources, and I'm glad. I think this was good. I think keeping it down to like one good topic is really good. Which reminds me, I think we should announce next week's topic, just because it's going to be, I think, kind of a bigger deal. What's going to be next week, Sarah?
Next week, we are going to discuss Roblox and Minecraft as far as it relates to open source OSINT investigations.
Exactly. Yep. So again, this is going to be Minecraft and Roblox specifically. I have a lot to do with Roblox. So Sten Giancarlo is here, so I waved hello to him. Okay. So we'll start off with talking about, first of all, exotic animals, right? So we'll kind of talk about, okay, what is legal and what is not legal when we talk about exotic animals. And the resource that we have right now is very specific to Texas. I think you pretty much have to go state by state as far as this goes. But 5 popular animals that are illegal as pets in Texas. And you can find your resources at the Department of Natural Resources or Department of Fish and Wildlife or Department of Agriculture for your state. Figure it out which ones are legal or illegal in your state. Sarah, which ones are illegal here and are not here in Texas, but in Texas?
And one of the things about this is actually it might be incorrect. So the first thing it says that monkeys are illegal in Texas, but that's contradictory to some of the other online information. So you would want to go to the state government websites that you just mentioned to confirm what is legal or not legal, or how is having a monkey legal or illegal. Like what are the what are the guardrails for having a monkey? But the reason that that I was looking at monkeys is because right now this is a huge issue in the United States, as you're getting spider monkeys specifically that are being trafficked from Central and South America up to Texas and Arizona and Florida, and they're very popular as pets. And so people are posting pictures with their monkeys online. And in some instances, they're posting in a state where they're holding something illegal. So they're posting their picture on Facebook, or they're posting their picture on Instagram. And it's essentially hey, look at me, I'm holding something illegal. Come arrest me or come give me a ticket.
Exactly.
Yes, exactly.
And maybe it's without licensing. Yeah. So I mean, that could be it. So maybe you need to have certain licenses. Because I know that where was Lion King? Was that not Arizona? I feel like it was Arizona, but it might not have been. It might have been like Missouri or something.
Right.
Might have been Texas. I don't know. Anyway, there's like a lot of places where certain things that you would think that are illegal are not illegal, right? So right now, Stephen's Law. This is a lawyer's website. We aren't lawyers, so but I would still double check. But according to them, monkeys, big cats, venomous snakes, and you see some of the people who have some of the venomous snakes as pets or kind of in like collections, I guess, rather than pets. Alligators and crocodiles, wolves. All right. So anyway, they have some information if you want to talk to them about those animals. But we really brought this up to kind of talk about some of these different posts on Facebook. And again, we are not lawyers, but we're going to look through a couple of posts and identify, okay, are they selling animals? What's going on? So let's go ahead and check that out. And again, Facebook and Instagram are what we're going to pick on right now, but it's any kind of social media.
Right. And I just want to say there's a whole bunch of news stories right now on these spider monkeys. So if you looked up like news stories, you would find a whole bunch of news agencies doing investigations on this, just because so many of the spider monkeys have been trafficked versus coming through like a breeder. Yeah.
Okay. So here we go on Facebook. There we are. And we've got the first one is the East Texas Exotic Animals. And they're telling you that they have 2 spider monkeys, Coco and Roman, 6 marmosets. So it looks like that it's more like a privately held collection of animals. They're pets, but the name of it, East Texas Exotic Animals, makes it feel like a business, like maybe that you could contact them and be able to get.
Right. So they're offering them for sale.
Oh, they are offering them for sale. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got an email. They got a YouTube and a TikTok, Instagram, etc.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, they kind of like show you some photos.
So I think and I think our audience member actually pointed out is you have to look at the licensing of where you are to see whether or not this business is operating legally or illegally, and then on top of that, what is the business requiring from the purchaser? So.
Right.
Is the purchaser to have a license? And it's not even on the state level. This can be on a county level.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, that's
yeah.
right. Because pet licenses are generally county.
Yep, exactly. And when you're looking though at the Facebook, the spider monkeys right now are on so many Facebook pages, both as people advertising them with their pet spider monkey, but also for advertising them for sale. And then you also have spider monkey scams that are on Facebook where they're saying, oh, we have a spider monkey that you can adopt for X amount of money, essentially also, offering it for sale. But it's like the, which we'll get to later in this edition, is pet scams. So you really have to start looking at how do you assess these Facebook pages to figure out, is it legal? Is it illegal? Is it a scam? Is it a legitimate seller?
Is it even just like real? Is it like a phishing type of scam? Right?
Yeah, exactly.
So we're just going to kind of go through quite a few of them for a little bit here, just to really quickly highlight how much there is out there. And like, if you're doing this kind of investigation, you got a lot to weed through. So we have this one called Texas Food.
So this is actually just somebody showing that they have a pet spider monkey.
Yeah, so he's got a different company. He's obviously selling crawfish, right? But he's kind of showing off with his kid the spider monkey and that sort of thing. So there's the spider monkey again.
Yeah.
Okay, let's hit the next one. And again, this is showing you how much. This is something Sarah just pulled up all these like very quickly. She was able to quickly jump in here and get a bunch of them. So here's another one, pygmy marmoset for adoption.
Right.
Yep. So it looks like this is like a one-off, like somebody's going to rehome this one pygmy marmoset, but it could be somebody who has a whole bunch of them, and maybe he just keeps this up, and as people reach out, thinking it's like a one-off, he's really just marketing through a bunch of them.
Right.
I mean, it makes him look better for sure if that's the case.
Right. Yep.
Okay. And similarly, in the next one, where it's actually telling you that somebody is going to rehome a baby monkey. Again, it could be really a rehoming, but it could also be somebody who's going through a lot of different animals being, brought up here. Now, I want to point out this is near me. Go ahead, Sarah.
This one had multiple.
Yeah, I was going to say, because the fact that it says near me makes me think, okay, no matter where you are, they're going to help you get a baby monkey.
Right. Which also, by the way, could be an indicator, and I'm not saying that this one is because I haven't fully investigated it, but that could also be an indicator of a scam, because a lot of times the scam will make it convenient that you can always get one near you, no matter where you are. You can be in Antarctica and still get one.
SEO-wise as well, if somebody's always looking for something near me. So SEO-wise, they're trying to get into your search results.
Yep.
Okay. Next one. Again, we'll go through a bunch of these, but we do have other things to talk about. So it's not all going to be just Facebook monkey ads, but we just want to show you the breadth of this, right? So again, here's adorable monkeys near me again, right? And Let's do another one. And this one is going to be monkey for adoption. And again, this one kind of looks like it's one, although you look at the post, it says, I've got adorable babies. So
Right.
it's obviously more than one.
Right. It is more than one.
Yeah. Next up, and again, Sarah, how much time did it take you to grab all of these? I mean, honestly, it's probably, it's searchable, but
10 minutes. I think about 8 minutes.
yeah. Okay, so we got Poggi's Animal Home.
I didn't include this one lady who's like an influencer with her pet monkey just because I didn't want to annoy her. But yeah, I would say less than 10 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. And this is the last of the Facebook pages for them. But so here's another one. All beard. I'm imagining they're saying breed or species of monkey for adoption, right?
Right. So this one, I wanted to point out that one of the things that, and I'm not saying that this one is a scam, but one of the things that you should always look at is how many followers an account has. When was it created? Is it a newly created account? And then the first monkey Facebook page, that one had a lot of research pivots that you could use to find out whether it was a legitimate seller, because you could look up there's other social media accounts, you could look up their email address, you could look up their telephone number, you could look up their, and so it's really important when you're looking at these pages, if you're investigating, like for example, monkey trafficking, which is a thing right now, is you would want to look at these pages to vet them, to figure out which ones are scams, which ones are illegally trafficking, and which ones might actually be licensed, businesses.
First post of this one, December 1st, 2 days ago.
Right. Yeah. This one is very suspicious. So.
Yeah, and then we can go to the About page and kind of see what they have there. And sometimes in the About page, you find, the page transparency, you figure out, okay, this was actually created just November 30th. So it doesn't have any other admins. A lot of times it'll tell you the country that they're adminning from as well, and it's not really telling us that. Oh, maybe if I hit see all, that might be it. There we go. No, they're not really. It's not really showing us much for this one at all. So again, you don't get a lot of information. That can be suspicious. That also works for websites. If somebody sent, like trying to scam you, one of the best things to do is go to a Who Is and look at how old the website is. If it's like within a month, pretty much almost 99.9%, it's a scam, right? But some of those scam pages are older. All right, so we looked at Facebook. Let's look at another social media.
Yeah.
Let's take a look just briefly. I just said spider monkeys for sale near me, or I didn't even say near me, actually. I just said spider monkeys for sale, and Instagram has tons of stuff for you to go jump into. Now, that wouldn't be just Instagram. It would probably also be TikTok. It would probably also be Reddit. Depends on how well they all kind of police themselves, but it's very hard to police themselves, especially when somebody wants to sell something and they know that they're going to be policed. They will find ways around, the certain keywords that they use, things like that. So almost anywhere you can find animals being trafficked.
And one of the other things I thought was interesting about this whole spider monkey issue is because it's so popular right now, I bet there's people that don't even realize that they might be engaging in something illegal.
Right, because maybe it's really popular even like in their friend group, and none of the friends think it's illegal. So then they don't even think to look it up because everybody has one,
Right.
or however many people have one, and yeah, absolutely. Which again would be why they would be totally fine showing off their monkey on social media, because they don't know that that's not something they can have in that case. All right, so now let's get to the next post. Hang on just a second. I just want to get past here.
Where we switch animals.
Yes, we are switching animals. And we're going to switch over from monkeys to the big cats.
Yeah.
All right.
And
So,
YouTube.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yep, and over to YouTube. So, and again, YouTube, I'm sure you can find all that stuff on YouTube as well. But anyway, here we go with YouTube.
Hey, mister.
Hey, buddy.
Got away.
Hey. You be good. Don't jump on me. Don't jump on me. No.
Trying to play here, punk. Huh? No.
No.
What you doing, huh? Get out of here. I'm mister.
What you doing? No. Don't bite my jeans. No way.
I got you now.
Quite honestly, the cat just wants to play too.
Right.
That's what it looks like to me because he's not being too aggressive, but nonetheless, it's like, yikes. The one guy's got like this big long brush that he's like using in place of the chair, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. So the reason I included this one is again, it's somebody with an exotic pet. It's in their living room. They're playing video games. They're opening themselves up to the possibility of an investigation.
And hopefully there's somewhere where that's legal. I mean,
right. Hopefully there's somewhere where it's legal, but most places it's not legal. But
or even if it is, would that be considered safe?
No,
knowing the history of those kind of animals.
Yeah.
I mean, I love them too, but
yeah. And the other point is, even if it is legal at that location, if somebody is doing wildlife trafficking investigations, they could look at not the people that own the lion, but how did they get the lion?
Oh, that's true. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because even though it might be legal in their location, the way it got there may not be an illegal method.
Right. And so they can start scouring, their social media profile and start, seeing if there's any connections or friends or associates or affiliates or and pivot to see if they can backtrace where they might have got it.
Absolutely.
Him or her, not it.
Well,
because
that's a him.
That's a him. Okay.
Yeah. Well,
that's true. That is him. You're right.
Yeah. All right. Let's look at the next one. Okay. So this one, I don't know. This one might be a liger. I can't remember. No, it's a lion. Okay. So we'll go ahead and play that.
The man in Dubai bought a cute little lion cub at a high price. The cub was incredibly adorable and curious about everything. He loved playing outside with his owner and often surprised him with sudden appearances. The man doted on him, caring for him as if he were a child. As time passed, the lion cub started to grow.
Okay. I'm going to leave that as a cliffhanger. So if you want to know what happens when this lion grows, you're going to have to go to our YouTube channel where we'll have the link to this and you can figure out what happened next. But anyway, Sarah, what do you got to say about this one?
Well, what I was going to say about this one is when the lion grows bigger, it becomes very like some dogs, if you don't train a dog correctly, or if the dog has a protective personality, some dogs will just protect its owner and will be mean to other people. So in this instance, the lion, once it got bigger, is friendly to him, but anybody who tries to get near him, the lion slaps it or growls at him or acts
a little jealous of him.
Acts aggressive. And so not only is this showing the possibility of
and this was in Dubai, so
how did the person get the lion? But the second part of this is a lot of times people in real life don't in OSINTrl, they might not think about how what they posted could be used in a court of law later if something went wrong. So if he had somebody go into his house and that lion attacked them,
or like your dog,
this video right here can be used as evidence. This pre-existing video. Oh, look, this is how he trained his lion. So
right. Exactly. Yeah.
And then the other thing I thought that was interesting about this was that it was being an exotic animal being used to bring up somebody as an influencer, and then
Right.
it
Yeah.
advertises and
Part of his, yeah, it's part of his marketing and his content.
Yep.
Okay, so let's go on to the next one. And again, we're sticking with the lion theme at the moment. So now this time, this one's labeled as for sale.
Yeah, this is a actual advertisement.
He's kind of showing off by petting the lion. Look how friendly this is. I'm sitting here petting this lion. You want to buy him? There's got to be a reason he wants to sell him, though.
Yep. He's not the only one. I have another example in there. There was somebody else, but there was multiple people on YouTube advertising the sale of lions.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Again, I don't know that this one's in the United States. What might be? Yeah, not sure. Okay, so here's another sale of lions one coming up.
And so this one was interesting because it also is using WhatsApp. So it's showing the sale, just how some people are trafficked on WhatsApp, so are lions. So this is showing a WhatsApp number for also advertising the sale of the lion, which would be a research pivot point if somebody was looking at wildlife trafficking investigations. Yep.
And one more for sale.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is the last for sale one, but we'll see.
Okay.
And this one, they want to highlight that it is a white lion cubs. Although the other ones looked kind of a similar color. But anyway, here we go.
खेल भी सकते हैं इनके साथ, ये देखिए, और ये देखिए हंसता हंसता मेरे पास आ रहा है यार, ये ना अभी आए हैं अंदर से और अग्रेसिव.
Actually, I think
थोड़े से ये देखिए.
I think he was saying, I mean, cognitive. I think I heard the aggressive. Like he's not aggressive. He was holding his hand out to him.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But yeah, more lion clubs for sale. Lion
And
cubs.
this person has over 35,000 subscribers.
Right, because maybe this is their business. They're reselling them. Again, I don't think that these guys are in the US. Again, could be. It's hard to tell. But either way, you're going to find stuff in the US even if you look a little harder. Yeah, absolutely. If that's something you want, you're going to be able to find it.
Right.
But posting it on social media, investigators are going to be able to find you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So speaking of finding the traffickers, I love Bellingcat. I know Sarah loves Bellingcat because she put this source up. Bellingcat is a pretty good resource. If you have not heard of Bellingcat before, look at up at the top, that upside down question mark. Yeah. Bellingcat.com. Yeah, Bellingcat.com. Tons of great stuff. This is a case study. They have a lot of case studies. They've got OSINT tools. They've got tutorials. They've got all sorts of stuff. They had a podcast. I wish they'd do more on their podcast because I really like that. But Sarah, you want to talk about this?
Well, this was a good wildlife. Yeah. So this was a good wildlife case study because it walks through their methodology on how they drilled down this particular wildlife trafficker. And I thought that the steps taken in here were also helpful for other wildlife trafficking investigations. So that's why I incorporated it in here.
Absolutely. One of the great things about Bellingcat is they will step by step tell you their methodology, what worked anyway. Now, when you're an investigator, you go through a bunch of things that don't work. They're not telling you the dead ends, but they're showing you like, okay, this is what worked in this case. It's going to be different for every case, but this is going to help you if you have that kind of case. This is the kind of stuff that has been successful for them.
Yep.
Sometimes it's like that's hard to digest without there actually being the case study like this. Like, people can say, okay, use this tool, this tool, this tool. But without the case study, it's hard to digest how these tools help you.
Right.
And this can be one of those tools, these posts that are going to tell you, here's how the tools and the different OSINT techniques will actually help you get to what you need to get. Okay, so another potential illegal animal or turtles, depending on where they come from. So this is going to be a YouTube video about where this person actually avoids the scams and buys illegal turtles. I'll play just a few seconds.
Hey Turtle Nerds, welcome back to another video. Now in today's video, a lot of you guys have been asking me, where do I actually get my turtles from? Usually
I want to point out his name is Dan the Guppy Man. But anyway, yeah. There are some, and that's the thing is like the social media can be like where they sell stuff, but can also be where other people point out, okay, this is the, the creepy people, and here's the scammers, and here's what the scammers do, and here's how you can avoid the scammers. And so that Dan the Guppy Man's telling you how to avoid the scammers.
So, and one of the tips that he gave for the United States that I thought was pretty good for when you're looking at exotic reptiles or at turtles is to go to reptile expos, because those typically, the people that go to the big ones, typically, they're licensed, they're a registered business. They know that they might be checked to make sure that they're on the up and up.
They're in the associations, and they're actually helping keep things legal or help them keep things.
Yeah. And that's one of the tips that he gave in there. And he also gave some good tips in there, I thought, on avoiding scams as well. So that's why the turtle guy was included. And even if I know this sounds weird, I learned this myself, even if a turtle is a legal turtle to have as a pet, there's still a possibility that it could have been procured illegally.
Absolutely.
So was it taken from a national park? Was it turtle napped? So it's again, it's really important for people in real life to do due diligence with pet purchases, to really vet who they're obtaining their new family member from.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And normally when you get a pet, it is a new family member. You love that little guy, and you don't want that to have been, a trauma sort of thing. You don't want to support people who are going to traumatize animals to get them to you.
Right.
So, all right. Okay, now I want to cover the lost pet scams. I think that this is, to be honest, this is a really, really common thing where you're going to have your pet goes missing for some whatever reason, and somebody tries to scam you based on it. So here we have a FBI Tech Tuesday page about lost pet scams and the red flags you'll see in these. So if your animal goes missing, you're going to be posting all over social network, missing dog. You're going to have a picture of the dog. You're going to have all the information on, and then some of these scammers will take that information from your post and send it back to you as got your dog, and nowadays it's even, you can't even say, okay, give me, prove that you have my dog by taking a picture of it, because all they need to do is take the picture you gave them, put it through AI to put him in a different, okay, now he's in my kitchen looking up at me, whatever, right? So it's really important to look for those red scams, and it is a heartbreaking thing because you think somebody has your dog and they start telling you, well, I need a finder's fee for it or whatever, send me the fee first, and then nothing happens. Did they really have your dog? Just, it's horrible. But anyway, they say they have your pet but can't provide photos. Again, they can provide photos and video now thanks to AI, right?
Right.
They offer the exact image you posted, right? Okay, again, it's going to be different this time. AI changes things. They make threats regarding your pet. Honestly, if somebody found your pet and they want to give it back to you, they want to give it back to you. If they don't want to give it back to you, then they probably stole that pet, and it's not going to be somebody who's going to give it back to you anyway, and it probably is a scam anyway. They make excuses why you can't see your pet in person or in photos. Again, photos or video, they can show you person. In person is where you want to say. You can say, okay, I'm going to bring you money, but meet me in person in front of the police department. If they can't do that, then they didn't rescue your pet, right? And then they ask for money or sensitive information, like a Google verification code. And then there's some places where you can actually report the pet. And I think we're going to take a look at this one a little bit later, petscams.com. So one of the things I wanted to do briefly while we were talking about that is I didn't make the lost pet video, although maybe I should make that video instead, but I did make a video on Sora just to show you how easy it is. Now I want to point out Sora's going to have these little logo icons, and you can see the logo on the bottom left of the screen. It's going to float around the screen to try and avoid us taking it off the video. But there are a whole bunch of apps out there right now that advertise that they will take the Sora watermark off of their videos. So this video could just go to you, and maybe this is your lost pet. In this case, this pet is going to be, hey, you're buying puppies from someone, and she's showing you the puppy. But anyway, let's just check it out.
I could make a video addressing you by name and showing you your puppy. It could be any breed. It isn't real. Don't get pets online.
All right. So this is just a short one that I made. But again, maybe I'll make the next one will be, hey, I found your dog, and here he is. He's, would you like to, pay me a finder's fee for it or whatever? And again, not necessarily real. AI changes the game a bit. You're going to definitely want to say, okay, meet me in person. And if they say, they can't get to you, your dog, when it went missing from your house and didn't travel by himself to Louisiana, right? So they should be in the area. So they should be able to get to you at a local law enforcement location unless it was stolen.
Yeah. And dog napping with ransom is a thing as well.
It is. As we saw with, wasn't it Lady Gaga's dogs that were kidnapped at one point? Or
I think so. Yeah, somebody attempted.
Possibly also the Kardashians, I'm not sure. Anyway, let's talk about the puppies. Now, this isn't the same thing. The scam one that I just showed you, the kind of like the example I made on Sora was if somebody's selling you a puppy online, you're not going to know if that puppy's real because AI. But this is a whole different kind of thing. This is somebody saying, don't accept free puppies from scammers. And I'm just going to play the first few seconds, but then we'll talk about it.
So last week I got an email that said, "Hi Ben, I was scrolling through Facebook when I saw a post about free husky puppies. I knew it was a scam, but just wanted to drag them along. I was just wondering if you could maybe teach these scammers a lesson." And I thought, sure, let's teach some scammers a lesson. So,
all right, if you want to find out what lesson he's teaching them, you're going to have to go to our YouTube channel and get the stuff from the description. So if you're on YouTube right now, go down below and find that link. I want to point out that one of the things that he didn't read in that little post was that the person said, I did a reverse search on the Huskies and found the picture. Again, with AI, there's not going to be a picture for you to find to identify that it's not really a real true post.
Right.
They're not going to be using old pictures anymore because they know about reverse search. They're going to be creating their new stuff using like Nano Banana from Google or something that's really sharp.
Right. So absolutely. But in this instance, it was a scammer based out of Nigeria, and they had used pre-made photos from another website that they posted on Facebook. And what Pleasant Green did is he reverse engineered it. He made a credit card with I put the name of the tool in the notes, but he took
I have it on a link. I'll show you.
Okay.
Privacy.com, but I do have that link up.
Yes. So he used privacy.com, which, by the way, as far as a tool is, he had that as something to promote as an advertisement. But privacy.com actually is helpful for buying things for OSINT investigations, because what it does is it blocks the information of your real credit card. So and it generates a random credit card number, and it protects your privacy. So it's a kind of an intermediary for buying things if you don't want to have a financial trail. So when he did the puppy reverse scam research, is he offered a fake credit card, or privacy.com credit card with $1 on it, to these scammers in Nigeria. And then he also put a canary or canary-like tool into his Bitcoin when he offered Bitcoin, so that when the people on the other side opened it, he was able then to trace back to their operating system in Nigeria. He found out that it was a underage minor in Nigeria who was running the scam, who was working in a scam group. So he didn't actually disclose that person like he has in the past with some of the other investigations that he's done. And he actually got the teenager to apologize, and ended up paying the teenager $100 for writing a list on how to avoid puppy scams, which I thought was cool. But he provides some really good tips in there on investigative tips, both for open source intelligence and beyond open source intelligence, that would fall more into human or cyber ops. But both of those are included in that video. So I do recommend the video.
I also want to point out that somebody might think, oh, this privacy.com, it erases a trail of your payments, that sort of thing. No, don't think that you can use it for illegal things, because they do KYC, know your customer themselves. When they go to pay something out to someone so that you can make a payment and have the whatever not know who you are, you can buy your pair of socks. The sock vendor won't know who you are, but privacy.com knows who you are. And if you're not buying socks, you're buying cocaine, then all that law enforcement needs to do is go to privacy.com and serve their warrant there. So don't think you're using it for illegal reasons.
Right. I mean, privacy.com is helpful for OSINT tradecraft when you are trying
for legal reasons.
Right. For legal reasons, when you are trying to hide from the final vendor that you're purchasing from, you're not hide, but protect your identity.
Yeah. So that they don't know that they are necessarily be under investigation.
Right.
Okay. Let's get rid of that one. All right. Here we go. We got some more. This time we've got some YouTube shorts. Beware of puppy scammers. All right, let's play this one.
Doing anything to stop the thousands of pet scammers on their site. So I'll give you 5 things to look out for. First off, if you see these 4 words, run. Major red flag for adoption and rehoming. These groups are almost always scam groups. They are a beacon of scamminess. Location is the second big thing. These are notoriously vague. If you message them and say, hey, where are you located? They'll ask you, where are you located? I talked to this breeder. I told her that I was in Boston. Miraculously, even though she was in a general Cavapoo group, she was in Salem, Massachusetts, just a 40-minute drive from me. If you ask where they're located by posting in the group, the admin will shut the thread down, saying simply, PM me. Every breeder that I messaged said that they had a puppy in mind just for me. They sent me photos of 1 to 2 puppies off the bat that they were looking to sell. And I asked them to send me a photo of the puppy with today's date. They told me, oh, I'm so sorry, I'm actually not home right now. What I like to do is I like to plug these over into Google Images, and I like to do a reverse image.
All right. There's more to this video. You can go check it out in the link. But I want to point out again, this reverse image search is not going to always work.
Right. Because of it. Yeah.
Will from Florida says smart. But again, it is not going to always work because the AI can create the puppies now much easier. You can get a video of it, of the puppy, and you can have the puppy in different situations. And so it looks more like your puppy than just having the one stolen picture.
Yeah.
So absolutely.
And this part,
tips. Go ahead.
Yeah, but the woman who posted this, her YouTube channel, she's just a regular civilian who happens to love dogs. So she is an example of a civilian investigator.
Yes, and even just her knowing to do this is better. Like it's something that's now kind of permeating society. You can do this kind of reverse search. Now we need to permeate society with the fact that it can be AI. And there are ways to look to identify if it's AI or not.
Right.
And
that's right. Everybody loves dogs. Well, okay, maybe not everybody loves dogs, but I love dogs.
And the thing is we do have some things in the past where we talk about AI and identifying what's AI, but it's always evolving. So we will have some in the future. So if you're not already subscribed, subscribe to our channel on YouTube or on Twitch, either way, and keep in touch with us. All right. Now, we're still talking Poggi. Thank you, Will from Florida. He says, I concur. All right, so now we're going to go and talk about, still talking about puppies for adoption. This one's going to be a scam alert that we see on YouTube Shorts.
For adoption? What is it? You fell in love the moment you saw his face. He was a rescue, has tiny paws, big eyes, and just $350 to adopt. The organization tells you they're a small foster network, adding he's perfect for you. Just send the fee and we'll handle shipping. No problem. So they promised more photos, crate tracking, and even health papers. Your payment went through. Everything looks good. Then they ask for insurance, transport delays, and vet clearance. $950 later, there is no dog. And they ghosted you. The photos were found to be stolen, and the rest
of the check.
Scammers use real pet photos to bait kind-hearted adopters like you. If you can't meet the pet, it may not exist. Your heart is in the right place.
Okay, again, you can go check it out to see the rest of this. One of his things that he said is something that I suggested. If you can't meet the pet. Sarah.
Okay, so I actually disagree with I can't meet the pet. And the reason I disagree with that is I have two beautiful adopted dogs that I love very much that were shipped to me. And they were shipped to me, though, by reputable organizations that do have a social media presence. So the Cutter Animal
Media, but
Cutter Animal.
Yeah, go ahead.
Cutter Animal Welfare Society and Rescue Slookies Middle East. But the thing is that's where, so what I would say is just because you can't meet the pet doesn't mean that it's a scam. But you do need to consider that in the formula of looking at whether it is a scam, because it could be an indicator of, but not necessarily. And then the other thing is you have to be able to drill down, is that a real organization? Is it a real foster organization? Is it a real, and find out, if it's licensed. And then the other thing is, when you're doing it, is if it's a real organization, they give you a price up front, on how much it costs to get the animals shipped to you. And they don't, do all these admies. Oh, we have to add, this vet thing. No, that was already in the front, because they've already done it lots of times. There's an organization out of Spain called Galgos del Sol that saves these sight hounds called Galgos. And, they will adopt out the dogs, through their social media. But they're a recognized organization. They're respected. You can research it, and there's transparency to it.
So, Sarah, I think the difference here is, again, if you buy an animal online without meeting it, if you don't know anything about the organization, about the people, that's when not to do it. But you have a history with this rescue. You actually, I believe, even have been in contact with them in Qatar or Kuwait. Am I correct?
No, I volunteered with a rescue organization in Bahrain.
Okay. So, yeah. Okay. I mean, you get the idea. So the thing is, you knew a lot more about this organization than just getting something offline. So that it makes a big difference. Now, if somebody was going to go say, okay, I want the dogs that they have, because they have a certain breed that I want and the price that I want, et cetera, where can they go to do that type of research? How do they identify if it's licensed?
Well, how can they? It depends what country it's from. So you can contact that country's Department of Agriculture in some cases, but in Bahrain, to find out that the Bahrain Society for the Prevention of Cruelty Against Animals, BSPCA, there's tons of news articles on it. There's government documents on it, and you can research it. Galgos del Sol in Spain, same thing. You can research the address, the phone number, the social media handle.
You can look at that website.
Yeah, you could look at the reviews. Always look at the reviews.
Lots of people buy reviews, though. So one of the things I want to say is also, can they go to a government organization and maybe reach out to them and say, okay, is this a scam or not?
It depends what country it is.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there are things that you can do. And if you can't tell whether it's a scam or not, assume it's a scam. Because
Right.
if you don't see that history,
Right.
it's a big scam.
Right. If you can't verify it, then don't do it,
Even if
because it
there's somebody who like vouches for them, says, no, I got my dog there and everything. But the thing is, like, I can AI that as well. Right? I can AI, I got my dog, whatever, and that person can be like, oh yeah, I'll send you a
you're saying like if the person's online and says that, yeah. But if it's a person that you know and it's actual word of mouth, that's different. Yeah.
It can be different. I would still say watch out for when websites get hijacked. For example, my friend suddenly started selling Bitcoin on his website, and I know he's not going to be selling Bitcoin.
Right.
And it could be hijacked. It's so tricky. I think there's so many scams right now, and I think that's a unique time and a unique point in time around the world where there are so many scams and so easy to find the scams, and the scammers are so easy to reach you from so far away that I call this age of drift.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to protect yourself because no one else is protecting you.
Right.
No one else is protecting you. All right, let's get rid of this one. Let's see. What do we got next? Ooh, we got a study from the BBC. Sarah, what is this about? Oh, no, the BBB, sorry. Better Business Bureau.
Yeah. So this is actually a very well done study on puppy scams, and it has a lot of tips in it on what to look out for in puppy scams. I think it's a basic good checklist for investigators or to use, or even just anybody wondering, is this a puppy scam? That they can look at this article and say, oh, okay, it has this. Yeah, maybe it is. Okay, it has this too. Okay, the higher likelihood it is. So that's why I included it. It's one of the it's a very respected study on the topic. So,
and as many places that you can kind of go and look at the tips before, if you're in the market and you say, I'm going to get this really specific dog, then it's good to go through all of these to figure out first, okay, here's what to look for when I start seeing the listings for these dogs.
Right.
Especially the more rare dog.
Yeah. And a lot of this actually happens, I personally, I don't agree with, using a holiday as the gift giving of a pet, just because I'm very attached to my dogs and their family, and it's not a holiday thing. But there's a lot of people who do holiday pets. And so, there is always an uptick of pet scams around Christmas time.
Right.
And I mean,
so nobody's going for that this Christmas. I mean, your kid might want that golden retriever puppy, but
right,
make sure get on locally. Golden retrievers are not rare dogs, that sort of thing. But however, getting a puppy might be kind of rare. It's really,
and there's nothing wrong with getting a dog at Christmas, but it's something that there is an uptick of it around the holidays.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. All right. And Sailor Cyber says, hello, they're late. You are late. That's okay. We got a few more things to talk about. So welcome in. Okay. So next thing we're going to talk about is the anatomy of a puppy scam. So again, this is going to be an article that is worth checking out. So you're going to want to check it out in our YouTube description. But this is from Ray Baker, and we are huge fans of Ray Baker. So I'm going to put that link into your chat right now and on Twitch. But again, it'll be also in the description on the YouTube page. And I want to highlight that if you don't know who Ray Baker is, go look her up, because she is the author of Deep Dive, which is probably the OSINT book to get right now. It is the book on the market that'll teach you about how to be an OSINT investigator. Do you agree?
Yep.
Agree there, Sarah?
Yeah, I think it's a good book. I have it on my shelf.
Me too.
So,
okay. I have a signed copy. I'm so excited. Anybody who wants a signed copy, she goes to events. So anyway, go ahead. Let's talk about Layla.
So this article was done by an OSINT, somebody who started in digital marketing, which is a crossover with digital marketing and OSINT, and ended up moving into OSINT. And she did a nice walkthrough investigation of a puppy scam, and it's in 2 parts. So this her article, she has 2 articles on this. And if you're doing scam investigations as it relates to animals, or just scam investigations in general, this is I think a very good article to read.
Mm-hmm. So, absolutely. Mm-hmm. Again, if you like the case study stuff hits you better, then this is going to hit you better than just a bunch of links about scams.
Right.
Okay, let's talk about the perfect scam. Petscams.com.
Yep.
And we mentioned them a little bit earlier. And
this was actually cited by BBB and the Better Business Bureau and by Ray Baker. So both of those resources use this as a reference. And so this is, if you're looking at online pet scams and investigating them, this is definitely a good resource to go check out.
Here's a different type of pet scam.
Yes.
I know that I have seen a lot of these little robot dogs that you can get. Have you seen these? I've seen them advertised where you can get this little robot dog and act like it's your pet. And it's really kind of tempting for those of us who maybe have a busy travel schedule or something like that and can't really get a dog. And you think, oh, this would be cute to kind of play with. Not personally going to spend the money on it, but they're out there. So let me go ahead and hit this.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this is going to be like one of those Temu, like here's what I ordered, here's what I got, sort of things. But I see a lot of ads for these little robot dogs.
And this particular robot dog has a commercial stating that it was made in Germany, that it's super technology and all this kind of stuff. And
realistic.
This is what you get.
Oh yeah, the videos for them, they look. Oh yeah, they're going to be like really realistic. They come up and touch you. Yeah.
And one of the things with this is when you go on YouTube, there are so many videos reviewing this because so many people bought this robot dog, and they're all.
I was tempted to, and I'm not going to spend money on something like that. But yeah, I was tempted to because they were very cute. And the thing is, I realize now how easy it is to make a video like those videos on AI. It is so easy to make a cute little robot dog that acts like a dog or whatever on AI. It's super easy.
Right. Yep.
Okay. Next one. Okay. Again, this is kind of the same topic, but let me go ahead and hit. There's actual video about this that Sarah found for us. All right. We'll play a few seconds.
Well, not too long ago, I saw this YouTube ad.
Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way.
And my first thought was, why are they playing Christmas music in the middle of May? Anyway, look at these dogs. They look totally real, but they're robots. They don't shed, they don't poop, they just do cute puppy things. And I thought that it sounded too good to be true, but this was a sponsored video on YouTube's platform. Surely it must be legit, right? So I did what I'm sure many people have done, and I went to the sponsored website and I bought me one of these dogs. Just kidding, I didn't do that. I bought 2.
Okay, I love that he says, just kidding, I didn't do that. I want to highlight that he's like, it's a featured one. Surely it has to be real. I don't know if anybody's seen that latest Facebook report where their internal report said that 10% of their income last year was based off of ads that they had suspected or knew were scams. So maybe YouTube's doing the same thing.
Oh, absolutely. It's malvertising. So it's malvertising. And a lot of the platforms are getting profit off of malvertising. And the other issue is they don't have moderation for all of this because they're using a third-party broker for their ads.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I mean, and it's an age of grift, I'm saying. Okay, so Will from Florida, Will from Florida says the sick thing is they penalize them and charge them more. So they're like, oh yeah, we don't think you're real, but if you pay us more, we'll still run your ad.
Right.
And of course, these scammers are like, well, all we need to do is get it in front of people, right? Sailor Cyber says, yep, I've been following Craig's research into meta ads. And yeah, it's something it's an ongoing thing with a lot of social media. And especially, I mean, since Meta published their own, yeah, it's a topic I'm not going to talk about. But anyway, go ahead, Sarah.
No, that's it. That's, I think, the primary point that on this one, well, besides his walkthrough, which is great, was he highlighted the malvertising.
Yes.
And that, you know, when you look at something, you're like, oh, this is a sponsored ad on Amazon, or it's a sponsored ad on Meta, or it's a
Featured or something, yeah.
Right. And so you think, oh, it must be legitimate because it is a sponsored ad on this platform. And no, never think that is a indicator that it's legitimate.
And I want to point out that of all the sciences that are out there right now, the one that gets funded the best is the how to sell things to people science. And so their benefit off of that and selling us things that don't really exist. So there's going to, you know, I mean, yeah. Anyway, we'll move on. Sarah's telling her dogs to shush. There are really dogs there if you hear that. Not AI dogs. Okay, here's another animal type of scam. Shifting gears a little bit again, but this time we're talking about all those cool videos about animal rescue.
Yes. And Kirby, it's 1:57, so we might have to end with this one.
Oh, yep, we will. And we will jump straight to our slop right after this one.
Yeah. So the point with putting this article here is just to point out that a lot of people try and increase their algorithms or their influence on social media by showing that, oh, look, I saved this animal. And there's a lot of fraud right now with animal saves. I know that sounds weird, but there's people that will endanger an animal and hurt it or put it in danger and then save it to film themselves and say, oh, look at what a great person I am. I saved this animal.
It kind of reminds me of the people who are also like, they film themselves giving money to street people or poor people or homeless people, not because they want to give money to homeless people, because they know that that's going to give them a boost in the algorithms of whatever social media they're on. Same thing with the animals. I mean, I'll tell you, I watch animal rescue ones. Hopefully I don't watch the fake ones. I usually try to watch ones that are more official, but you never know. I mean,
well, if you're doing a character assessment or a personality assessment, and that's something, and if they have, you know, an animal save on there, I mean, you actually have to look at it and gauge, is this a real incident of saving a critter?
Right.
So
right. Yeah. All right, let's talk about our slop. So we got 3 quick slops for you. Sarah was working extra on this slop stuff this week, so
I love dogs.
All our slops are dogs today. So first slop. All right, again, these are all AI videos.
Yeah.
If you couldn't tell. That Poggi has had too many hot dogs.
Yes.
All right. Our next slop. Now, here's the point where I'm going to say, okay, you can tell these are Sarah selected slops because they're all Salukis. Oh my goodness, this is a tongue twister. Sarah selected Saluki slops, right?
Yes, there you go.
All right, here we go. Here's the first one. Sorry.
Easy, Willow. Don't get closer.
Nana?
Got your little one. Up we go. That's right. Let him pass.
Nico?
It's going, sweetheart. We're safe now. Easy, Willow. Don't get.
All right, and if you're not familiar with Saluki dogs, that is a Saluki. Sarah has 2 Salukis. And she's had as many as 4 Salukis. All right, so let me get rid of this one, and we're going to do one more Saluki. Sarah selected Saluki slop.
Yes. This one talks.
All right. Yeah, the last one was a little sludgy because you could like believe it because it wasn't like too outrageous. But this one,
You enjoy running here?
Yes, until humans start racing me for their reels. Bro, I'm built for speed. You're built for brunch.
I feel that one. All right. Anyway, thank you to everybody who's been here with us today. And we hope you will join us again another day. I'm hoping to get us live on YouTube soon. I know I promised a while back that I would, but hopefully very soon.
And thank you everybody for coming today. We really appreciate the audience participation. We love your comments. So thank you.
And next week is going to be Roblox and Minecraft. So please bring your Roblox and Minecraft stories and questions. And then we're going to take a break over the Christmas break. So we're going to take 2 weeks off, but we'll let you know about that next week. All right. Thanks, Sarah.
All right. Thank you.
Good night,
everyone.